It's Sunday, January 12th, 2025. Have you read from your Bibles today? I am Ronald. Today, continuing in the book of Job, chapters 31 through 34, I'm going to mention just a few important things that jumped out to me. Let me begin by reading from chapter 32, verses 1 through 5. It says, so these three men ceased answering Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, of the family of Ram, was aroused against Job. His wrath was aroused because he justified himself rather than God. Also, against his three friends, his wrath was aroused because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. Now, because they were years older than he, Elihu had waited to speak to Job, and when Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, his wrath was aroused. So, chapter 32 opens with, so these three men ceased answering Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. At the end of Job's persuasive arguments in chapters 28 through 30, his friends had nothing left to say. They still thought Job was utterly wrong, but they felt strong in his own opinion. He was righteous in his own eyes, that it was useless to keep the discussion going. Now enter someone new, Elihu. The beginning of chapter 32 gives us more information about Elihu than any of the other three friends. First, he's the only one of the friends who has a recorded genealogy. Did you notice that? Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, is part of the Ram family. Some believe this was recorded to remind us that Elihu is not a fictional character. Now, the mention of his pedigree is described partially for his own honor, but primarily it's to provide evidence of the truth of this story. Now, another vital part of Elihu's introduction is that it says that his wrath was aroused against Job. His anger was aroused because he justified himself rather than God. Also, against the three friends, his wrath was aroused because they had found no answer and yet they had condemned Job. Elihu wanted to speak, which indicates that he was there all along, listening to the previous back and forth speeches and holding his tongue. But Elihu waited to speak since he was much younger than the three friends and Job. In verses 1-6, he says, I am young in years, and you are very old, therefore I was afraid and dared not declare my opinion to you. I said, age should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom, but there is a spirit in man, and the breath of the Almighty gives him understanding. Great men are not always wise, nor do the aged always understand justice. But then, after listening to them all talk, it turns out that these three older men had nothing good to say. So now Elihu speaks. Age doesn't always equal wisdom, and youth doesn't always equal foolishness. Elihu points out in verse 8 that it's God, not time, who grants wisdom. It doesn't only come in time and life experience. Sometimes those are the means that God uses, but sometimes he dispenses wisdom. And Elihu believes God has advanced his wisdom beyond his years. But we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see if we think that he's right. I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you for watching. If you feel inspired to like or share this video, please do so. And I'll see you next time. God bless and have a great day.